Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is not a video I ever wanted to film, and it's not going to be easy to film it. On Wednesday afternoon I filmed my video with Jeannie, the Get Ready and Ride plus failed ride. As you will, if you have watched it, you'll have seen that I introduced you to Lady, my mum's old 30-year-old horse. Now, Lady showed no signs of being ill or anything on the Wednesday afternoon, but that all changed on the Thursday, the next day. So I had a bad knee on the Thursday, so my dad dropped me off at college. But in the morning my dad went up, he put both horses out as normal, fed them both, everything normal, everything fine. Came home, dropped me off at college, and then came back home. About 10:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, my mum got a phone call off the yard owner saying Lady wasn't very well. So my mum and dad both went up and went to see what the problem was, and my dad then sent me a message saying Lady wasn't well, as you'll see on the screen now. I'll show you the message he sent me. I then replied saying, is she okay? And my dad said, she's very poorly, the vet's on the way and we'll let you know. So the vet came down and they got her up on her feet and they gave her some painkillers and sedation and took her to the stable. And she fell asleep, stood up in the stable, and then my parents stayed for a bit and then obviously left to come home. Now, obviously I'm at college at this point and I'm like upset, don't want anything to happen to Lady. Like, my mum's had Lady for 24 years, so had her before I was even born, and I've known her my whole life, and I know I don't do much with her because she's not my horse. I obviously go do Jeannie, but the whole fact that she's there, I get to see her, I get to be with her, put my horse with her, everything, obviously she's there and I get to see her. So at college I was a bit upset and I wanted to be with Lady, but I couldn't. So later on in the day my parents go back up about 3 o'clock to check on Lady. Now apparently Lady is again lying down in the stable where they left her, and they managed to get her up on her feet again, and my mum then took her into the arena for a walk round and then brought her back into the stable, where as soon as they put her in the stable, apparently she lay down and started kicking her back legs out as if she was in pain. So my mum then rang the vet back up and the vet then came back out, and this all happened obviously within a couple of hours. They went up, checked her, walked around, and it all happened over a couple of hours. And then my dad, by this time I was at my friend's house for tea, and I get a phone call off my dad saying, it's Lady, we're gonna have to put her to sleep. And I burst into tears at my friend's house and said, can you come and pick me up so I can say goodbye to her and everything? And my dad was gonna come and pick me up. Then my mum phoned back and said, you're best staying with your friend and remembering the times you saw her where she was happy and well and not the times where she was unwell. So I stayed at my friend's house and had some tea, and then later on my dad then came and picked me up, but we'll get to that a bit. So my mum obviously ended the phone call. The vet then came and did the thing, put her to sleep, and she passed peacefully away in the barn, in the big barn on the hay. And then I phoned my dad up and he then confirmed that Lady had gone and she went peacefully. And then my mum then took Genie Pony, because apparently Genie Pony was very stressed, not knowing where Lady was, what was happening. So the vet said to my mum that the best idea is to take Genie in, although she probably already knew, to take her in, let her sniff Lady, and so Genie could see that Lady was on the ground, obviously gone forever. So my mum took Genie in and let her sniff Lady and say her goodbyes, and Genie then obviously knew and calmed down quite a lot. Then after that all happened, my dad then came to pick me up and obviously had told me the full story of what had happened throughout the day, and we went straight to the yard. So when we got to the yard, Lady was still on the ground where she'd been put to sleep and laid there peacefully. So I went in, said my goodbyes and gave her a little kiss and said I love her and I'll never forget her, and that she was a brave pony and she lived a really happy life. Then about 10-15 minutes after we got there, the men came to take her away forever. I then left with my dad just as they arrived because I didn't want to stay for them taking her away because it would have been upsetting. I gave Genie a bit of a fuss before I left, but I was very upset, so she didn't get much attention that day. But she was happy in a stable, she had hay and everything, so she'd been finished off for the night. But I then left as the men arrived to take Lady away, and my mum stayed. My mum had her friend there with her for support. And then when my mum then got home with her friend, sorry I'm stuttering guys, my mum then got home with her friend and we had a nice catch up, we had a couple of drinks and just remembered all the happy times we'd had with Lady, and I put my post on Facebook just to let our friends and family know that Lady had passed away peacefully. But I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys because obviously I introduced Lady in the last video, as you saw, and that was the first video on the channel that Lady was in, and the day after she peacefully passed away. So you guys won't be able to see Lady on any more videos ever again. She was lucky that she made it onto the channel, and I was glad that I put her on in the last video. But I just wanted to update you guys why you won't be seeing Lady again, and I hope you enjoy this little montage that I'm going to put together of Lady, and I'll see you I'll take a week off just to not get over it, but calm down and process things, as I've known her my whole life, and she's been with me my whole life basically. And then I'll catch you in the next video. As I said, I hope you enjoy this montage of Lady from over the years we've had her, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.